Hello, everybody. It's Alan McRom, and we're back in Project Zomboid, following the adventures and story of Fisk. His story of his survival during the end times, during the zombie apocalypse taking place in Kentucky. So, let's get back into the story. And when we last left Fisk, he had just acquired keys to a van. He'd acquired a nice backpack and some duffel bags. Well, specifically, he acquired two duffel bags, one of which he's using as a backpack. And he was planning to try and find some fuel for his van, because his van's actually in like amazing shape, the van that he's found. But he's a little sore right now from all the muscle fatigue he's been doing. So we're just gonna let him recover a bit here. Make sure he's got his bags unloaded, so his backpack's fine, side duffel fine, front pouch fine. Oh, that's fine. And I think we'll just go finish reading these books that we've got. So let's head upstairs and do some reading. Oh, right. I forgot the other problem that Bo has faced is that the power... Oh, well, not the power, but the water in town has been shut off now. So there's no more running water to be had. Like, there's still water that's left in the pipes, but he's going to have to find a solution, which is part of the reason he's reading this carpentry book. Maybe, with enough skill and practice, he can get and put together a rain barrel to catch some water to better survive the zombie apocalypse. But he's going to need some tools and supplies to do that. And he's also going to have to learn how to make the rain barrel. So we'll let him get through reading his book here. We'll do his nightly exercises, and we'll see him go to bed. Although he's getting hungry. But don't worry, he's almost done reading his book. It's only taken him like 5 hours in total to read this book. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can't find him some food, because I think I had some left in one of his pouches here. Yeah, he's going to eat these sunflower seeds. Just a little light snack, a little something. There we go. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get him some exercise. Get him on that little, 20 minutes of 20 minutes of burpees a day. Help him stay strong through the zombie apocalypse here. There we go. Alright. Let's also go... Let's get his duffel bag back on his back here. Put this one back in his secondary. And do the same thing with his fanny packs, front. And... back. Alright. Now... let's go get him a little something to eat. And see how his water's doing. He needs some more water. So we're going to use some of our limited water resources to refill Bo's water bottle here. Or his impromptu water bottle. You can hear that sound of the sink desperately trying to give him water. Alright. Let's see here. Did I have a place where I was storing the sewing stuff? I think I was storing that upstairs. Here we go. Alright. Yeah, let's see here. One of these. Where I was storing the sewing stuff. Where was it? It was this one. Alright, so we're going to put the needle in here. And we'll put the thread in here. And this carpentry book we'll put over here, because we don't need the carpentry book anymore. There we go. And fanny pack. Eat all. Gonna let him chew this gum here. Not the most nutritional diet, but, it'll make him happy. And get it out of our inventory. There we go. Now let's put him down to get some well-needed rest. Bo lays down to get some sleep and think about tomorrow and his search for gasoline and carpentry tools. He needs a hammer. He's got a saw, but he needs a hammer now. He's gonna need some nails and some boards. So he's gonna take stock of what he's got. So we've got chisel, hacksaw, which was fine. A couple of knives. Wood saw, which is good. And then on this side, we got some rags, some things of that nature. But yeah, he's going to need a hammer and some other tools to really get this whole water situation sorted. And then we're also going to have to pray for rain. Alright, so let's see what food we've got in the fridge. Not a whole lot. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, we got some cheese. Noticing a lot of this is going to make him unhappy. Probably because it's frozen. Well, I don't want that. I want the pickles. We'll put the pickles up here in the fridge. Put the peach up here in the fridge. Same with the cheese. That way it becomes not frozen. There we go. Alright. Eat these pork rinds, though. That'll make him happy. Again, not the healthiest diet that he's working with, but something to keep him going. Alright. Let's see here. Do we have any... What's that door? Any hammers in here? Okay, so we have a hammer. So we don't need a hammer. We just need nails and wood. There's a rat. Alright, we're going to take a look around, make sure we don't have any zombies around. Bo's got to remember to check his surroundings. He's going to sneak, keep working on that stealth and his ability to move quietly and avoid being detected by zombies. Because even though right now he's not in a densely populated area, though he sees a few zombies up behind the big fence behind the house, the more stealth he can do, the better. Why did I do that? Okay, he failed to hop the fence the first time there. Let's see here. Alright, let's turn the light on in here. We have some screws in this house. Gardening trowel, safety glasses. We'll take the whetstone. The whetstone will be good for keeping our tools in good shape. Alright. Let's grab the duffel bag back in our secondary. There we go. Alright. So let's sneak over here. I see a lot of broken down doors and such. Oh, we got a lot of zombies over there. So this scrap wood we can use for fires. We do have a zombie friend. So Bo prepares to fight in the wee hours of the morning here. He eliminates the zombie quickly. He looks at the others. They seem content to stay where they are. Alright. Carefully checks the surroundings. More scrap wood to be found. More scrap wood. He's looking for the elusive nails. But it's just not having much luck today. He sneaks upstairs. Hopefully nobody isn't moved in up here. Broken window over here. Perhaps someone fell to their death trying to escape. We don't know. I know pretty sure we've been in this house before. I forget what all that is on the floor there. Is it just trash on the floor? Looks like just trash on the floor, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this house is like completely empty. No, it's not. I'll take this magazine just because that will give us what is this? This correction fluid. Adhesive tape. Make blank IDs. I don't know why we need to make blank IDs, but okay. Gonna check this room as well, just once over, but I think we've already pretty much looted this place. And so it seems we have. So Bo moves on. Yeah, nothing here. Nothing but the zombies. And a stale and cooked pork chop. Actually, this stuff we can go and put in our freezer. It's not going to be the nicest quality of food, but it's something. Bo keeps sneaking just because he doesn't want to draw the attention of that little herd that was wandering around at the house just south of him. And he looks at the van that he's trying to get up and running. Well, we somehow completely missed this kitchen recipe book. That'll be good for teaching Bo more recipes, he thinks to himself. Specifically, it'll teach him how to make chocolate chip cookies and things. While not, again, the most nutritious of food, still something nice, something cheerful in this unfortunate time. He's also thankful that his freezer still works, allowing him to store some of this food for a longer time period. Or I should say, the freezer of this house still works. Not really his house. Just one he was fortunate enough to find a way into. So he creeps cautiously in this direction, knowing that... We can zoom in here. Knowing that there's some sort of retail set up north of him. You just gotta find a safe route to it. Okay, he can see one zombie. 3. But most of them are fairly out of the way, so he'll sneak up on this one. Oh, he whiffs and almost pays for it. He almost made a fatal mistake. A large herd of them down that way. So we're not going to go over there. But we will move carefully to the north here. So, time to swing. He manages to take down both zombies. Though they don't seem to have anything of value on them. Checks carefully around to make sure he hasn't caught anyone else's attention. Someone growls at him. Oh, found one zombie. There's another one. Which one will find him first? The one in the house? Or the one in the garage? Okay, so the one in the house is confused. We don't know what happened to the one that was in the garage. This house seems quite infested. Grab this trapping book. This trapping book. These could be useful. Yep. Our friend that went out the side window looking for him returns. Blocking his only escape route currently. Bo has to fight to secure his exit. Which he does. Yeah. You can still hear somebody. We don't know where they are. Suspect it's our zombie that was over in the garage. Not a great amount of food in here. Okay, nothing in here. We can hear a zombie thumping, probably upstairs, if I had to guess. Bo is tense, he is nervous. This whole situation is just unsettling. We go out the back. Continue looking for our zombie friend. See if we can't aggravate this one. Yeah. Yep, she's still in there. But now she's beating on the door, trying to escape. We're gonna head upstairs. Bo's gonna go look upstairs. He suspects that's where that zombie that he hears is. Sound definitely seems much louder up here. You can hear the zombie beating on this door. This house looks like it was looted in a hurry by the people who may have been here. We'll grab a few things of mild value. This alcohol bottle will be good. Same with these antidepressants and alcohol wipes. These will help deal with any medical issues that might occur. But instead of pressing Bo's luck, Bo decides it's best to take time to leave here. He's tempted fate with that upstairs zombies long enough. We're going to go downstairs. He was going to go downstairs, though, and do a quick check of the basement, which is, thankfully, from the looks of it, empty. But we check, and Bo finds himself very lucky finding a plethora of tools, and supplies, of which he's going to help himself to some of these, including a box of nails, precious and needed nails. The duct tape's also a good find. This will allow him to make repairs to things. And he'll also take the screwdriver. Screwdrivers are very useful in the apocalypse. Found some more hammers. This house is quite valuable. Let's see here. Ooh, he has a crowbar as well. And some welding equipment. This house is very, very good. So we will have to remember this house. As Bo will have to remember it when he thinks about when it's time to get into crafting and building and securing his own base of operations. So Bo decides for now to take his acquired goods back home. Let me quickly check the mailboxes. He finds 2 speeding tickets that will probably never be paid. Well, a speeding ticket and a parking ticket. Though he jokes that there may be enough money laying around in the wallets of the various zombies that those could be paid. If so, unfortunately, there's no one to collect them. He chuckles grimly to himself as he thinks about this. Okay. Got some fish fingers and some tater tots. Some milk. Fresh grapefruit, which will be very good for Bo here. Alright. Goes to the freezer. Gonna put those fries and tater tots in there, or the fish sticks and tater tots in there. In the fridge, he'll put the milk. And in the freezer, he will put the pork chop. Keep it nice and fresh. And he decides to help himself to that grapefruit. He's going to eat that grapefruit. Enjoy a well-deserved snack. Alright. Now Bo's going to go take his other goods and put them away upstairs. And then continue pressing on towards that retail area in hopes of finding a gas station. Okay, that's one drawer full of books. And there's 2. Alright, the books are unloaded. So now put away one of the hatchets. Screwdriver and the whetstones. And in our upstairs bathroom that we've been using for medical storage, we will put away the medical supplies. There we go. Alright. Now it's time for Bo to continue on, though he is kind of stressing out a lot. So let's give Bo something to do to get his mind off things here. Got a comic book. Let's see here. We'll read a comic book. That helps some. Read that one. Still a bit stressed. We'll read that one. There we go. That was a bad sound. That sounded like something breaking downstairs. We heard the sound of... It sounded like a smashed window. We'll go to investigate. He sees no smashed window near his house. He hears the wind. He doesn't see anything out of place. Well, Bo heard someone scream in the distance. Someone who probably didn't make it, unfortunately. It seems the zombies have heard this too. Moved. Bo prepares to defend himself. The zombies seem unusually agitated right now. Bo has to run, because his tire iron has now broken, so he's going to drop that. He's going to equip the baseball bat in both hands. Alright. Bo finds himself having to deal with a large number of the undead, his risen neighbors, armed with a baseball bat. He finds himself having to use a new weapon, having successfully taken down 2 of the zombies. And now 3. One of which had a photo of an empty street. Not sure an empty street's really that cheerful right now. Something smells bad around here. Another zombie moves towards Bo. Gets stuck in a bush slightly. Now continues on its pursuit. He swings. Bo was never much of a baseball player, but thankfully, baseball bat's just a fancy club. Yeah. Okay. He sighs, relieved that he's taken down 4 of the zombies that they've been trying to eat him now. He moves on, moving closer towards that group he was thinning out. See if he can't draw one off. He resumes stomping on them to save durability on his bat. He doesn't want to break his baseball bat. You can hear a zombie beating somewhere in the distance. And it's that same one that was upstairs in that house he was at before. Still aggravated. Okay, he looks north. He looks across. He sees the church. As well as a van that he does not have keys to. looks like rosewood woodworking, maybe? Checks to make sure that that zombie didn't draw anyone else. He looks around cautiously. He's gonna open this window. The window is broken. So he looks around cautiously, making sure there's no zombies to be alerted as he plans to break the window. Ah, there was a zombie that heard it. Wearing a school jacket, unfortunately. Even the kids were not spared this travesty of a disaster. He removes the broken glass. Ah. Startled by a zombie on a window behind him, he quickly climbs in to see if he can find what he desperately needs in here, which is a gas can. No gas cans. He turns and he prepares for the zombie to make its way in here. There it is. Here it comes. He strikes it down quickly, securing his escape route. Moves on. Seeing as how he didn't find any fuel cans over there, he moves on to explore this rosewood working, but it seems locked. He will check the vehicle itself. Is in fantastic condition. Even some gas in the gas tank. And unlocked. It's got a sack inside and a gas can. Oh, man. This vehicle is in perfect condition with a keyring. He grabs the keyring. Rosewood vehicle here. So let's see here. Is this the vehicle to it? Is this the keyring? Alright. He has the key. He now has a working van. He takes the key back out. He gets out. Looks north at the church. He's going to walk cautiously up the road towards this commercial area. He's going to see if there's a gas station up here. There does not appear to be a gas station. However, now with the working vehicle, and even if it only has a little bit of gas, his options have gotten a lot better. So he's going to carefully take the car. Going to crank it, if I can remember how to crank it. Everything looks good. We're going to lock the doors temporarily. He cranks the car, and he heads back home with his new ride. And he parks it in the driveway. There we go. All right. Go. Gonna open up that garage door just so we can get some stuff out of the thing here. And suddenly, these mechanical books will be a lot more useful. Alright. That in secondary, I just want to see what's in this toolbox. Another mechanics book. There we go. Got some more knee pads too. Yeah, attach. And we'll equip this. We do have one zombie, unfortunately, that has apparently followed us. Boom. Bo sneaks up on it, intent on getting the first hit. He hits it hard in the back and takes it out quickly and efficiently. Now he's got to go clear out this area where the zombies seem to be slowly wandering back in. Okay. Another zombie dealt with. Gotta keep his house nice and safe and secure. Especially now that he's got a brand new van. So we've got this gas tank that we could use. Got power strips, a sack, hard hat, dust mask, duct tape, all kinds of good loot in this van. There we go. Now, we need to find a source of gasoline for Bo. Gonna fill up with some of the last of the water in his house, as well as take a drink. He can't afford to wash himself. He doesn't have enough water saved up for that. But he's gonna have to start considering other options. Let's see here. Equip secondary. Temporarily. We'll grab all that. We'll put that in here. We have to go down to just the one duffel bag for Bo. Now that he's using that baseball bat. Gonna equip in both hands. This duffel bag will go in this cabinet over here. There we go. Actually, Bo has a better idea. Bo will go put this duffel bag in the back of his van. Now that he has a van to do so. This will make looting much easier. Especially since this van has a capacity of 107. You can carry a lot of stuff with that. Closes the van. Can't have any zombies sneaking in on it. Now he needs to go and read his vehicle maintenance books to make sure that he can properly repair this van. Alright. He didn't find any more food. That's okay. He's gonna eat these pickles. And it's only 1 in the afternoon. So we definitely have some more retail over this direction. We have the church over here, but it is quite overrun. We didn't get a good look at this retail. So let's go take a look and see how much gas we have. So driving the van over here. Didn't use a lot of gas. So, oh, well, we've got another zombie moving in. And that looks like it might be a cop. No, it's just a person in a blue shirt. And he takes out the zombie. Let's see here. Let's inspect these genes. Bo is looking for some better genes, but these genes are not them. Oh well. Those genes, Bo will cut up. Nice. Let's see here. Do any of these zombies have better genes? Inspect. They're dirty. They also have no armor. So Bo's going to take these pants and go back up to his little crafting area and see if he can't reinforce / repair his a bit better, since his jeans are kind of tore up. Okay. We don't have enough tailoring to add extra patches. Unfortunate. I will throw these dirty rags and these dirty denim strips in here. And we'll move on to doing a little bit of reading real quick so that Bo can better maintain his newfound prize, his new van. She will take on an adventure to go find gas and perhaps even a permanent place to stay. He's getting a bit drowsy. That's okay. Bo's going to read until probably about 10 o'clock, then do his exercises, and then sleep. And we'll feed Bo in the morning. Or maybe a bit sooner. Bo looks like Bo's getting pretty hungry. Okay. Let's see what this sink has in it. This sink is still full. So let's go get Bo something yeah, if I can talk. Let's go. Bo decides to go and get some food to eat. Perhaps it is time to cook some of this food that he's been sitting on before it goes bad. So we're going to turn that on. Let's see what else he's got in here. It needs to be cooked. Cook this fish fillet and this pork chop as well. We're gonna cook. Bo decides to cook up this meat before it goes bad, because it would be a waste to let it not be used and to rot. Slowly but surely the meat cooks. It smells good. It reminds Bo of home and better times. Times when his neighbors weren't mindless undead trying to eat his brains. Or just parts of his body. Whatever it is they're trying to eat. He's only seen zombie movies and never expected to live through a zombie apocalypse. Though as he looks at this meat that he's cooking, he wonders if he's really that much different. Here he is cooking the flesh of animals to keep himself from being hungry. Now, granted, he isn't just eating it raw. But, you know, there we go. That fish fillet did Bo a lot of good right there. I'll put the rest in the fridge so that it doesn't go bad on him as he cooks this beef patty and these pork chops. He wonders about the future. You know, used to, when he needed food, he could just go to the store and buy it. Now, that's not an option anymore. Sure, he's raiding the houses and raiding the pantries they had and the things they had left in their fridges. But that's certainly not going to last forever, especially if he decides to go back out into the forest, into the woodlands that he knows should hopefully be safer, should hopefully not have as many problems, or as many zombies. But that's down the road. He's got a lot of prep to do. He's got to go get that tent he saw, go get those camping supplies. He's going to need, to take his tools with him and other things. These are all things he's going to have to think about. But he also knows that he can't skip out on doing his daily exercises. He's got to stay fit and strong. There we go. Actually, I think I'm going to scrap the fanny packs here. There we go. Drop these. Alright. Bo goes to sleep for the night. Gets some much-needed rest after a long, exciting, but eventful and successful day of scavenging. A couple of close calls where he nearly messed up fighting some of the undead. But he finds himself with his new van and ideas for the future for once. Oh, it rains. Now, Bo also finds himself now wishing he'd finished the rain collector. There we go. But, folks, I think we're going to call it there for this chapter of Bo's journey. As we look out on this rainy day, Bo thinks about the future. He checks his map. He knows he's somewhere near the heart of Rosewood. And he knows that he needs to find a gas station so that he can finish gassing up his van and even fill up the extra gas can he's got in the hopes of moving further out. He also needs to finish gathering up the supplies he'll need for his time in the forest to build his home away from the city and hopefully away from the undead. So join us next time as we continue Bo's journey as he's one step closer to escaping into the forest to hopefully survive this apocalypse, hopefully outlast these zombies. Perhaps, maybe more humans will come and find him. He doesn't know. Thank you all for joining me. This has been Thal McRom playing Project Zomboid, build 42.11, the unstable branch. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe and leave comments, you know, as those comments really help me out. Also, tell me what you like, what you all think. Do you like the more storytelling aspects? Do you like to see me play the game and listening to me talk about what's going on? And I also want to say a special shout out to my Patreons, the members of the crew there, who joined me on my voyages and helped make all this a little bit more possible. Thank you all. And to everyone just watching these videos, thank you. You all are amazing. Keep going. It's why I do this. You all have a great one.